Page 20,
Did he just get here?
maybe like 20, 30 minutes ago.
Come up, Mr. Long. What time did you come to court?
It's supposed to have been at 8:30, sir.
What time did you get here?
Maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes ago. I'm not sure. I've been sitting over there. I don't have my phone on. I turned it off when I came in.
When you come to court, you're supposed to be in the seat at 8:30,
Yes,
not
sir.
at 10:01, 9:57. Do you understand?
That's correct, sir. I apologize.
Mr. Long, you're charged with criminal mischief. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
Can't afford.
Yes, sir. Officers are dispatched to a construction site in Harris County, Texas, in response to criminal mischief. The site is surrounded by a security fence with visible no trespassing signs. The complainant told the officers that he observed the defendant via surveillance damage the security fence to gain access to the property. The complainant called the officers and confronted the defendant at the site. The complainant stated a portion of the security fence needed to be replaced, costing approximately $400.
Say it again.
It was a construction site and he damaged the security fence, costing $400.
Indication as to why?
The complainant observed on security footage, he was just trying to gain access to the property.
Mr. Long, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. Are you on probation or parole at this time?
No, sir.
What do you do with yourself?
I'm looking for work.
When is the last time you've had a full-time job?
Sir.
Why?
Funds and transportation and just not knowing things.
It's not hard to pass through place.
I work for Jack's Construction. I work plumbing with him, but he would come pick me up every once in a while, about 4 times a week, maybe 3 times. And I went to work with him every day.
Okay, it's time for you to get a full-time job, and I'm making that a condition of your bond. Don't be picky. If you have to get a job at Chick-fil-A, get a job at Chick-fil-A. Doesn't matter where you work. If you put your heart and soul into it and you do a good job, you're going to do well wherever you work.
Yes, sir.
Even Disney World, it doesn't matter.
I'm hoping to go back into plumbing with arm
No,
plumbing.
I want you to get a full-time.
This is full time. This is not Jack Construction. This arm plumbing, sir.
I'm also ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs, and I'm going to randomly test you.
I'm clean, sir.
If I find that you're using anything that you shouldn't be using, I'm going to put you in jail.
Yes, sir. Correct.
You to
sir.
understand one thing. You got out of jail because I gave you a free bond. You're not going to get another one. If you violate these conditions, you violate anything, you pick up a new case, I'm going to put you in jail and I'm going to make your bond around 5 to 10. And if you don't have anyone to pony up that money, what happens?
Go to jail.
You will stay in jail. So when you're out in the free world, consider every move you make.
Yes, sir.
Because if it's something that could land you in jail, don't do it.
Yes, sir. Correct, sir. I will not.
I'm going to bring you back in 2 weeks from today. I want to see what you have done to get a job. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I will have you fill out an application for an appointed lawyer. I'm going to have you sign a reset with Victoria. I'm going to have you meet with pretrial, and then I'll have you take your seat in the jury box. I'm telling you now, Mr. Long, you're going to get drug tested like crazy. If I find that you're using, everything will go sideways really quick. I'm also ordering you not to go back to this construction site, not to have contact with the complaining witness, and not to be in possession of weapons as well.
Yes, sir.
Understand?
Yes, sir.
Did you just get out of jail?
I got out of jail the day that my court date was scheduled at about 3 o'clock on the 24th. They said they could not find me while I was in custody.
So why are you here in shorts?
I just got a call from one of the attorneys that I had reached out to, and I didn't know that I had a court date. I understand. I'm sorry.
Don't come to court in shorts, and court starts at 8:30 in the morning.
I didn't know though. I didn't know I had it until the
Okay.
attorney called me.
The benefit of the doubt.
I
for
just
the
ran
future-
down here because I didn't think.
Jamaican,
Yes, sir.
future court starts at 8:30 and you don't come in shorts.
I understand.
You're charged with two cases. You're charged with assault, bodily injury. You're charged with criminal mischief. On both of those cases, you're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Your Honor, may I get a cause number?
Yeah.
Hold on, Alex. Judge, may I have a question?
It's
Sure.
P Alex, P M.
I can hear you. Okay. Thank you.
I got it.
May I speak, Your Honor?
No. No, we're going to do probable cause. Anything you say can and will be used against you. Do you understand? We're going to do it. Don't say anything. Okay.
Judge, the complainant requested an Uber ride home. The defendant was the Uber driver. The defendant picked up the complainant from her apartment, but stopped just before the exit and began using his cell phone. The complainant believed the defendant was trying to cancel the ride, and the complainant questioned the defendant as to why he wanted her out of the car. The defendant stated to the complainant that she was taking too long. The defendant proceeded to exit his vehicle and walked over to the complainant's side and opened the door. The defendant then proceeded to pull on the complainant's arm and pulled her out of the vehicle. The defendant proceeded to punch the complainant with a closed fist above the complainant's eye, causing injury and pain. During the altercation, the defendant grabbed the complainant's cell phone and threw it, destroying it in the process. And
So she's trying to get an Uber ride with him.
Yes, Judge.
He's, I guess, trying to cancel it allegedly. And then when she calls him out on it, he allegedly assaults her
Assaults her, Judge.
and breaks the phone.
Breaks her phone, and that's worth $1,000, her phone.
Mr. Pinkham, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to do this anymore. You're not, I have to imagine that you're now no longer working for Uber. Am I right?
Correct.
I am now making that a condition of your bond that you're not to work for Uber or, I mean, do you have a Texas driver license?
Yes, sir.
Have liability insurance in your name?
Yes, sir.
I'm running his LCS, Judge.
She doesn't have.
Yes, Judge. No criminal history, Judge. Driver's license is currently eligible.
What kind of conditions do you think in this case would,
I would agree, no contact with the complainant and no rideshare apps, Judge. No working for any rideshare company or taxi company would be appropriate.
how are you employed now, Mr. Pinkham?
I'm unemployed now.
I am making it a condition of your bond not to have any contact with the complaining witness in this case, not to be in possession of weapons, and not to do any rideshare employment. You can find other employment elsewhere, but no rideshare. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
If you violate these conditions, I'm going to put you in jail, and I'm going to tell you now. You got out of jail because we gave you a PR bond. You pick up a new case, you violate these conditions. So how are you supporting yourself right now?
I don't have any income. This is all new to me.
When was your last day of
I assume that-
employment?
That when the video,
We're not going to talk about the case. My only concern now is whether I should appoint you a lawyer or whether I should go have you hire a lawyer. For me to determine whether you qualify, I need to see whether you're indigent or not, meaning that you meet the federal poverty guidelines.
I doubt that I would meet the poverty guidelines.
So what we can do is we can reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer. Okay. I'll give you plenty of time. We'll give you 30 days. In that time, the only thing I'm asking you to do is just Don't pick up any new cases and just don't violate these conditions. The only thing, I'm not asking you to do much. I'm just asking you to follow the law. Don't have contact with a complaining witness. Don't have any weapons and no ride share activity. That's it.
In relation to the rideshare, I have several people in the neighborhood who rely on me for, I'm not allowed to take those. It would not be a rideshare app at all. These are just people that I know personally.
I don't know how we would stop the defendant judge or supervise him. I guess you could. I would still be opposed to it. I guess if they're friends of his and he's not taking any income from it, I wouldn't be opposed.
My only concern is that I don't want something like this to happen again. That's my concern. Mr.
Understandable.
Bigby. You know what I mean? I just,
Sure,
it's,
sure. I
the-
mean, you don't know me from Adam. Why would you?
and the allegations are quite concerning to me, you know?
Of course, they'd be
So-
concerned to anyone. I understand.
So I don't want you to say anything that would put your, to hurt you anymore. So, just be careful out there. So what we'll do now is I'm going to have you sign a receipt, Victoria. After that, we'll have you take your seat in the jury box. We're going to get your bond conditions. We'll have you sign it, and then you'll be free to go after that. And when you come back, please have a lawyer. Okay?
And I found the conditions.
Hi, guys. Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Yeah, Mr. Tapia and Mr. McDonald, Your Honor.
Are they both?
Judge, for both of them, I'm going to be requesting a bond.
Okay,
Actually, hold on, wait. And then, if we can start with Mr. McDonald.
okay.
With Tapia, we do need a moment, Dave. I need to talk to you about it. I just need a moment to talk to Dave on Tapia. but I-
Okay. You want to do the other gentleman?
Yeah, let's do that.
Is this,
Mr. McDonald, Jonathan McDonald.
all right. So, Mr. McDonald, your lawyer wants me to set you a bond. I don't know anything about you. I've never met you before. I know you're going to tell me it's little bunnies jumping in the woods, but my main concern are two things. Are you a danger to the community? Number one, if you're not, and my other one is, are you going to go back to the jurisdiction you're wanted from? My other main concern is what you're wanted for, because I just don't know. So, Amy, tell us about Mr. McDonald.
Yes, Judge Fleischer. So he's wanted from Faulkner County, Arkansas for a theft by receiving 1,000 to 5,000. It's a felony. You looked at his criminal history and would be opposed to a bond at this time. He had concerns about the danger of the community. In particular, he had in 2024 an arrest that resulted in 7 open charges.
So he had 7 open charges did you say last year?
This year, 2024.
Oh,
Yeah. Felony possession of a firearm by certain persons, driving with license suspended, failure to pay a license fee, theft by receiving, which is separate from this one. And then a fake license plate, possession of controlled substance and possession of drug paraphernalia. He's also had in 2021 forgery dismiss, felony property dismiss, felony domestic battery 18. He's had a federal firearm charge from 98, federal assault on a postal employee from 99 that ended in probation. And he's had 2 guilty convictions for theft of property and burglary in 88. So at the time, we should be asking for no bond for those reasons.
is he on probation or parole right now? Do you know?
Not that I know of. Dave's gonna come up in a second to tell you for sure, but I don't see that he's on it now.
What's your position?
Judge, we're asking for a bond because it looks like the Faulkner County, Arkansas case is theft by receiving. It's not violent. Additionally, it was a warrant, so there's no failure to appear or any issues like that. I did,
His 8th charge this year, right?
I wasn't aware of that.
Can I speak?
Yes.
Sure.
Okay, she asked me about being arrested.
Let's not talk about the case.
Oh, okay,
We're talking about my case. My only
Okay.
concern is, I mean, you've got 8 cases this year.
8 cases this year.
may I, to the judge? Okay, Judge. I flew into Arkansas. My mom was dying.
Whoa, let's not have that.
Well, I have to give him some background so you can see what happened. I borrowed my ex's vehicle.
No,
to-
let's not just talk about that. Let's just not talk about that.
Okay, well, let me get to it. That's been just, I don't know why that ain't showing up. That's been dismissed. The only thing I've been charged with, the only thing I've agreed to is paraphernalia and her vehicle, not mine, her
Let's
vehicle.
not talk about the vehicle.
But she's saying, everything,
I
Is it dismissed? Or out of the 7 charges, what happened?
I'm saying that they're
It was
arrested. Dave
dismissed.
said that they're open charges.
it was dismissed.
Still open.
That's what Dave said. But I am saying that he was arrested for that.
They're all still open.
The prosecutor dismissed all that gun stuff and all that. My lawyer just contacted me last week. The date where everything was supposed to have been done, they changed it to January 25th. I'm pleading out to the insurance and stuff on the vehicle. It wasn't my vehicle. I'm pleading out to, because I was driving it, and paraphernalia
Okay, so in
That's
January
it.
you'll be pleading.
to prepare paraphernalia. Yeah,
So
misdemeanor.
all 7 cases are still.
Everything gone. Only thing is,
My concern is that when you have all those open cases, it makes you more of a flight risk.
I've never flee from anything. In fact, Your Honor,
But you're here.
listen, I didn't flee. I never
I
had.
think it was, they filed a new case.
They
He's saying
filed, I
that
was
it
told.
wasn't, he did not flee. It was a warrant.
Is it 2B?
Yes, that's what my client stated.
But what I will tell you, Your Honor, the conviction she made in 1999, granted, yes, I did go into federal custody. The judge gave me a self-surrender. They sent me a letter saying, be here at this time and this date. I was there. I got there June 14th, 2 o'clock,
You don't mess with
1999.
the feds.
I didn't come out till 2004. But what I'm trying to tell you is, I got sent a letter to come to prison knowing I wouldn't get out for 5 years. I was there. I've never ran from anything. I'm not dangerous. I've never not answered anything. Nothing. You will never find that. I've never escaped anything. In fact, if I just be honest with you, Your Honor, I don't even really know if you give me a bond, make it. So I'm like, I told her, you know what? I just do the 14 days
So
or
you don't
whatever.
want a bond?
Well, I want one, but at the same time,
Okay, let's
if it's
just-
gonna be
let's-
a
understand.
Can I
big
just
bond.
speak for him? Thank you so
I'm
much. I
sorry.
appreciate that. Mr. McDonald also has a couple other background facts that I wanted to make you aware of, Judge. Number one, he does have health issues when he was arrested October 26th, 2 days ago. They took him to Ben Taub. He has a prior heart attack and stents. He says he did get his insulin shot, but he's got some diabetes and high blood pressure issues. So that's just another aspect to consider.
You know, Mr. McDonald, you got to understand this life is so precious. And when you have multiple heart attacks and you're using that kind of dope, you're begging.
Oh,
If you're using any kind of dope,
I've never used drugs.
if you do, you're begging for trouble. So I'm just saying, be careful when you're out there, especially if you have all those health issues. If I were to set you a bond, it would probably be somewhere in the neighborhood of around 5 to 10,000. So
No.
that's what it would normally be with these types of fugitive cases, just so you know.
Okay, Judge, I think we'll keep our waiver.
Okay. Hi, Jay.
Days regular.
Happy Monday, man.
Monday, how are you?
Tell me about, this is Mr. Tapia?
Tapia, Johnny.
So just with the, at very little notice, but he's wanted out of New Mexico for 2 counts of aggravated battery of a household member by impeding, interfering communication, and tampering with evidence. Due to the severity of the charges and the amount of charges, is that we would be opposed to a bond. I was also seeing that he was part of a protective order back in October of this year, and it's still current. It's the temporary protective order that's still active for another month, with the, I'm presuming the one for the impeding as a protected party.
So he has 2 open aggravated assault cases by strangulation.
Strangulation or suffocation, interference with communications, battery on a household member, tampering with evidence, with, it says in parentheses, so I'm not really sure how it's, but it says, and it's verbatim, highest crime, a capital first or second degree felony. And they want no bond in New Mexico.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's a little bit too much baggage for me, Mr. Tapia. You know, I just, with all those charges, it makes you just too much of a flight risk for me. And it's just too much. It's just too dangerous. I'm sorry.
Even if I were to buy a plane ticket the next day, Your Honor?
Can't take a plane. You've got a warrant for your arrest. You get on a plane, they're going to arrest you the minute you try to get on. You can't take a plane. You got to find another way. My concern is that if we let you out, you're not going to go back. You'll take flight. And that's the main concern. Has he waived yet?
Not yet, Judge.
So the way it works now is if you waive extradition, we give that jurisdiction 14 days to come get you. And if they fail to come get you within that time, then we release you, or Harris County releases you.
So on the 15th day, I would be released.
Again, we talked about that, but again, the law says up to 30 days. Most likely it's 14 days, but except for extenuating circumstances, which we discussed.
Law says 30, but we have so many people in Harris County and so many people in jail. As a courtesy, we do 14 days, right? Sometimes, every so often, they'll ask for an extension. I may grant it, I may not. It depends on how much they want, but typically, by and large, it's 14 days. And if they don't come within that time, they file a dismissal and they release you. But you got to understand, even if that happens, the warrant is always there and it will always remain there until you go back and take care of it.
Yes, sir. That's
So-
what I want to do is just take care of it. So,
Well, we'll get you there for free here soon.
and is it up to you guys or is it up to Albuquerque to?
It's up to them to actually come and get you. So we reach out to them and let them know, hey, we've got Mr. Tapia here. Can you come get him? And then depending on how many people. Like, is it Albert? You said
Yeah,
Albuquerque?
it's New Mexico. It's Albuquerque.
From New Mexico, they may want to try to get everybody at the same time. So that's where they try to arrange it all at one time. They don't want to come back and forth because it's thousands of dollars that they're spending just to come get you. It's expensive. It's not cheap. And I'll tell you this too, guys, when you pick up multiple fugitive cases, depending on where jurisdiction you're from, they may try to recover that money from you. So you got to be careful. You don't keep picking these cases up because they're going to charge you.
I didn't even know I had a warrant out. That's so.
Well, be careful,
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Well, did you want to waive formal extradition?
I believe that's what I signed, right? I waived it.
The 14 days?
Yes, the 14
Is that
days.
what you want to do?
Yes, yes.
Okay, guys, we wish you the best of luck, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, gentlemen, you're going to go right back through that door again.